I think the thing that always surprises me is how many books have been written about entrepreneurship, and they tell you how hard it is and how difficult it is. And yet, as entrepreneurs, when we go into it, we have this illusion that it's going to be the nice lunches with interesting people, or it's going to be about writing your own check or making your own time. Or in some cases, as the example would be kite surfing across the English Channel, and I think we've got Richard Branson to thank for that, but it's not. It really is. It's a hard slog, and you need passion, and you need grit, and you need the passion to get through the difficult times and to understand that mostly it's demanding. It's a demand on your financial and your emotional capital. You know, that's such an interesting thing, because I don't know if it's because we run out of capital, or we don't have a proper business plan, or if perhaps we don't have the grit and the perseverance to get through it. Because there's no doubt, there are often times when you sit back and think, I could probably be making a decent salary as a corporate employee somewhere. And it's knowing and remembering your dream and your vision that'll get you through those difficult times. And I personally think it's more of a perseverance thing, because if you really wanted to make it happen, I think you could sell your idea or raise the capital or make sure you sign the deal to get through the tough times. You need your passion and your drive. You're giving up a lot when you become an entrepreneur, and you don't write your own checks. So first of all, you need to realize that starting a business takes capital, and the sacrifices you make not only on your capital, but also on your time. So very often you'd much rather be somewhere having a nice dinner with one of your friends, and maybe you need to work. And you need to work is the answer for that one. On health, I don't think that you can build a strong business unless you personally are strong and healthy. Unhealthiness just folds over into business and personal life. And so I think being healthy is quite important as well. So 3 years ago, I did an Ironman, and I'm so glad I did. Well, I didn't think so at the time, but I think what it has taught me is discipline. Like, there were many days I didn't want to get up at 5 in the morning and get into a freezing cold swimming pool. And there were many days I didn't want to spend 5 hours pounding the road to make sure I got the mileage under my belt. But the perseverance, the determination, the drive and the discipline to get on and do it taught me, and I can only draw lessons from it today for my business, because it's exactly what I'm doing now. Is I'm getting up early and I'm putting in the hours and I'm pounding the pavements and I'm getting through. The discipline is invaluable. So the question I pose is, if I'm in business with two men, why are they considered as entrepreneurs and I'm seen as a female entrepreneur? So Gloria Steinem said that the noun goes to the strong and the weak gets the adjective. And I can't help but think about this in a context of, are we different? Do we behave differently? And I think the answer is, we do behave differently. Unfortunately, what's happened in business is that business has taken on a male persona. And whether or not we take it up and we fight it, or whether we come together and realize that there's a difference and that we need to engage on different levels, really is the question. I've worked in mostly South Africa. I've been out of the country in total probably 10 years. I've been back for 2 years. And I think the reason the gender issue is so prevalent on my mind right now is because never before have I felt quite as labeled as I do in this country right now. London, Tunisia I worked, and France. But here there is something about being a black female that makes the world of difference, or makes people look at you differently. And it's not that I think it's wrong or that we don't need to correct the ills of the past. The question is, at what stage do we drop the labels, if at all we drop the labels, and what are we going to do about it? I think maybe a bit of awareness is what's needed. And it's not the obvious things. It's not nobody's ever going to say to me, I don't want to do business with you because of the color of your skin or your gender. It's the subtle things that we're fighting, or the subtleties that make the world of difference. I absolutely do think that legislation at the moment plays a part, and there's no way we can ignore the ills of the past. We do need to do something about it. My question that I'm raising is really around at what stage do we drop labels, and at what stage do we start looking at each other the same way? Really, I don't unfortunately have the answers, but I'd like there to be an awareness of what is going on, and I'd like people to talk openly about it and become more engaged. Let's have the conversations, let's have the difficult conversations. I think you can't stop an entrepreneur. I think if they're going to be an entrepreneur, they're going to be an entrepreneur. I think we all go into it very naively, and we really don't know how difficult it is, but do it anyway.